guys, today's construction day 69.
We have not done a video in a couple of days. We did not do a construction day 67 or 68. And the reason for that is the guys have been concentrating on forming up that large beam to the left of the property. So we didn't want to do a video just showing that over and over again. We don't want to waste your time. So what we did was let them get a few days of working on that. And they did hit some heavy rain on Saturday afternoon. And then yesterday it drizzled on and off. And we've been on the work site every day with the guys. But we didn't do a video for a few days just because all hands are on deck on getting those beams ready to be poured. And there really wasn't much else to show. So today we have plenty of updates, and we'll see you guys up at the work site. So today's first video is to show you the progress that they made on forming up the large beams here on the left side of the property. So I think I said in an earlier video that it would take about 3 weeks to accomplish this. And I base that off of the fact that the smaller side, the right side, took 2 weeks. So I just assumed that since this is larger, that it would take 3 weeks. So they're 1 week in, and they're about 80% complete. So I guess that's because they had leftover forms from that side that they could reuse on this side. And then the contractor did bring up more plywood. So I guess they had the tools readily available, and the scaffolding as well, because the contract brought up more cocoa lumber. So I'm assuming that's the reason why the guys have more tools to get the job done, and they're getting it done faster. So the column here and that big beam all the way across is all formed up. And then around the master, you can see the large extension there, the 2-meter extension's all formed up. That tie beam is complete. The 2-meter extension here is done. So basically all they have left is to form up that back column, and then the 2-meter tie beam between the two columns, and then the 3.5-meter column to go from the corner of the house out to that second column. So there's just those two sections. So today being Tuesday, I'm going to assume that it's going to be a few more days to get that ready. And then we should be pouring this week, which means we would pour at the 2-week level. So today's Tuesday, so I'm assuming maybe Friday or Saturday we'll get this large side poured. All right, so I'm here on the east wall of the property. So you can see the hollow block wall. And today we have Dino and we have Jerome, who's starting to work the rendering of the wall. So I figured I'd take a few minutes and show you the process. So what Dino's doing is he has that sand cement mix. So you know how they take the raw sand and then they screen it and get it to be fine sand. And then the mix for rendering is 1 bag of cement and 2 bags of the fine sand. So it's got a high concentration of cement in the rendering mix. Well, you can see it's just throws it on, just back and forth using quite a bit of cement. You know, it's anywhere from a ½ inch thick to maybe an inch thick, depending on how he throws it. And then what they do is they let it sit for a little bit, and then they start working it and smoothing it all out. So again, I'll just show you his technique. Throwing it on the wall. Any areas where there's large voids like that, he'll just fill in. And then they let that sit for a little while to get partially dry. And then what they do is they use a trowel and they just start smoothing it out. And then I'll show you they have a couple sections done up this way. I'll stop the video here and go up there and show you what the final product looks like. Alright, so here's an example of a rendering that has gone through it pretty much dry. It was done earlier today, and it rained here for a couple hours today. So this has sat here for about 4 hours. But you can see they worked it, and then now they're letting it dry, and then they'll come back through a second time and smooth it down again, and then it'll be ready for primer and paint. So the columns, they still need to work. They're just working on the actual hollow block. But you can definitely see it definitely smooths out, and then once it's painted, it looks really nice. So it's just amazing how they take that fine sand and cement and just basically throw it onto the hollow blocks, and then they work it in, and it comes pretty smooth. Looks good. Okay, spare bathroom update. They did get the shower wall complete. That shower wall is 6 foot 2 inches tall. So now you can see the 80 centimeter width for the toilet and the 90 centimeter width for the shower. All rough-ins complete. The initial concrete floor is poured. So next steps is the electrical rough-in. So there'll be electrical here in this wall for the on-demand hot water. And then there will also be 2 outlets here at the sink. One here and then one here for the lighted mirror. So next step is once the electrical rough-in is in, they'll go ahead and start rendering the spare bathroom. So as you guys know, they poured the floor for the walk-in closet, so that's completed. They completed the wall between the master closet and the master bathroom. And then they also poured the floor for the master bathroom. So all the plumbing rough-in has been completed. And they did get the floor poured. And you can see they're starting to work on the electrical panels. But here's the shower area. So you can see the 2 water lines for the 2 shower heads and then the drain. And then this will all be pitched, obviously, from the ends down. And this is 4.5 meters across. So I think I said that was 13 foot 1 inch. It's actually 14 feet 9 inches. So again, I'm struggling with the metric system. But this is designed to be a pretty long shower because we don't want any shower curtains. We don't want any glass doors or anything like that. We just want open to walk in on either side of the shower. And then you could take a shower back here without, dealing with glass doors or shower curtains. So another thing off the list, the concrete floor in the master bathroom has been completed. So standing here in the carport, give you guys a quick update on the steel roof being installed for the dirty kitchen. So you can see here's the very corner of the house, and you can see how it angles out to meet the roof of the carport. So again, this will all be under roof, and then you'll take the turn, and you can see where Felix has the steel work up and in place. Now that still needs to have that rust inhibitor put on it, and then it needs all to be painted. So that's all needs to be done. But he does have the rough-in of the steel in place. All right, so now here in the east corner of the house, you can see for the first time they're starting to lay the block for the wall. And you guys know that that wasn't part of the original plan, but we want to put a solid wall here with a door. So those 2 blocks represents grade. So all the dirt here eventually will go up 4 inches below that, and then we'll pour a 4-inch concrete pad here for the dirty kitchen. But we'll go ahead and build up this wall all the way to the 10-foot level, seal everything off. There'll be a doorway here to the left, and the reason for that is because the main water line will come in here, and we're going to have a either 1,000 liter or 1,500 liter water storage tank, and then we'll also have a separate pressure tank with a motor to create enough pressure for the house. So that's going to be all in this area. So it's going to take up, a good portion of this space. So that's why we're going to move the door here to the left. So now Richard's working on this, the final side, the fourth side. So he's getting close to being completed, at least with the first round of dirt. And the reason why I say first round, now that we have it up to grade, he's going to have to go back through, and you can see he still has a section here to do. He'll do that after lunch. But once this is completed, what he's going to do is he's going to use this tamping tool, which you guys seen the guys use inside the house when they laid the stonework for the pour. But he's going to go back through here and tamp all this down using this tool all the way around, and hopefully fill in any voids created, because we put a lot of stone. You guys saw all the stone that was under there. And of course there's going to be some voids as he was putting the dirt in. So he's going to tamp all this down, and I would imagine it's going to drop, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 inches when he does that tamp all the way around. So then once that's done, he's going to have to come back through one more time and, probably put another, 12, 14 inches of dirt just here where the coping is going to be, and then tamp that a second time just to make sure that the dirt is very firm, because when we pour the 60 centimeter coping, so that's going to come out pretty far. So it's going to come out about to this area right here, this area. So the coping is going to be extra wide. So we got to make sure that the dirt underneath the coping is solid, and that he tamps it down and works out any voids. So he's getting close. So just this little corner right here that needs to be done, and he'll get that in no time. And then he'll turn around and start tamping all the way around the pool, and then adding probably a good 12 to 14 more inches, and then tamp that, and then we'll be ready for pouring the coping. All right, so here in the gazebo area, they're starting to run the lines for the pool pump. So you can see the 5 lines that come from the pool area up to this pergola area, and our sand filter will be here in the corner. So we wanted it under roof. We didn't want the sand filter to be out in the sun. So it'll be in this area here. You can see there's a 1/2 inch water line that they also ran, and I'll show you where that goes here in a minute. But yeah, they're getting some of the work done of running the lines. And then this is the backflow line, which they're going to have to move this back to this area. But this will be for the backwash, typically once a week. For you guys who have pools know that you do a backwash to clean the sand that's in the filter. And we didn't want the water just to be, we backwash it, just to be dumped right here. So we're going to have a 2-inch line hooked to the filter, so when we do that backwash function, the water will run along the fence and go out to the garden area. So that's something that they're working on as well. But they got the lines here run from where the sand filter will be, and then it crisscrosses here and then goes off until where it needs to go, either the jets or the 2 skimmers or the water feature that will be right here. But that 1/2 inch line that I just showed you, what that is there'll be a 1/2 inch line coming right here. There'll be a spigot, and then you can see there'll be another line coming off of that, and we'll have a second spigot down here in the garden area. So that was a suggestion made by my sister Gwen. So that's the beginnings of the roughing of the water line. So there'll be a water line here by the pool, and then there'll be another spigot down here at the level of the garden past the rock wall, so we can have water for the garden.